I'm beginning my epic journey in the northeast of England. Born and bred a Northumberland lad, this is literally my favourite place in the world. I mean, just look at it. The northeast, like the River Tyne, runs through my veins. And I'm very proud still to call it home. It's had so many stories to tell in its past. And there is one world-famous tale about a world-famous creation that never ceases to amaze me. No, it's not Gaza. It is, of course, Hadrian's Wall. One of the greatest feats in construction history. For me, this wonder wall is up there with the Great Pyramids and the Panama Canal. Almost 2,000 years old, the wall is one of Britain's most awe-inspiring historic landmarks and remains a lasting testament to the skill and ambition of the Roman Empire. You know, I was never a fan of history at school, but my lovely English teacher reminded me of the importance of telling stories, because that's all history is. It's stories from the past. And I couldn't think of anything better than travelling along Hadrian's Wall, set against the backdrop of some of the most beautiful countryside on the planet. Mind you, it's easier said than done. 84 miles. That's over 3 marathons. And I ain't getting any younger. So I've got a feeling it's not going to be easy. But when has anything worthwhile ever been easy? Just ask the Romans. My adventure starts at the most easterly end of the wall, or Wall's End as it's known round these parts. Here lies Segedunum, meaning strong fort. Believe it or not, it's an area I know pretty well. In the 80s, I lived over there for 5 years. I was a draftsman for Swan Hunters Shipbuilders, as part of the design team. I mean, this was a hive of activity. Used to employ 25,000 men and women. And during my time over there was a bit of a commotion going on over here. So one day I wandered over to see what all the fuss was about. And what they discovered was one of the most famous frontiers in the entire Roman Empire. Built as a bastion against barbarian attack, Segedunum stood for almost 300 years as a symbol for Roman rule. And little did I know, I'd be back here 34 years later to begin my journey along the wall. So come on, time to pack. Tent, sleeping bag, flask, check, tea, check. Right, just one more thing to do before I set off, and then we're away. So, to prove to the world and myself that I have completed the Hadrian's Wall journey, I have a Hadrian's Wall passport. And it needs stamping at this stamping station at Segedunum. So this is the stamping box right here. Ooh. Hello lads.
Hey, how you
Hello.
doing?
You starting off as well?
No, we're just finishing.
Oh seriously, you just finished?
Yeah.
How was it?
Awesome.
It was,
Absolutely awesome.
yeah, really was.
Yeah.
But it was hard work.
Right, well you've just finished and I'm about to start. So let's get the passport stamped. These guys did it in 6 days. I'm not sure I can match that.
Yep.
But I'll
Let's
give
do
it a good go.
Thank you.
Hey, it's lovely to meet you.
And you.
And I hope to see you some sunny day.
Good luck.
Take care. Luck. I need all the luck I need. I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction.
Yeah, you are.
I've done a calculation. Over 88,000 paces to go. Just put one foot in front of the other and start walking.
When you think you can't do it anymore, do another one.
I'll be travelling from east to west, collecting my passport stamps as I go. And I'll end my journey, I hope, at Bowness-on-Solway. On the first leg of my expedition, I'm heading to my hometown of Hexham. Time to leave behind the city of Newcastle, and with any luck leave these roads, and make my way out into the beautiful countryside. Every year, around 100,000 people visit Hadrian's Wall. And completing the journey along the length of it is on many hikers' bucket list. Whereas it's on my, just hope I could survive this list. Hopefully, bits of bands with other walkers will help keep the old spirits up.
Our other half of the family's from right up north. That's where you get depressed sheep up north. It's horrible. Cows up north attack you for entertainment. Here they welcome you.
Now, many walkers aren't from around these parts, so the local accent can be a tad challenging.
Someone walked past me the other day and said to me, and I just laughed because I wasn't sure what language they were talking.
The Northumbrian accent is very like this, you know. They talk like that, my father. My father used to talk like that. You see, as well, my dad, about aftershave, my dad would go, "That's a nice perfume you've got on there. That's a nice perfume." And he's my father, and I went, "Dad, I don't know what you're saying. And you're my dad."
Since leaving Wallsend, I haven't seen much wall, which is no surprise. Since it was built, less than 10% of it remains in place. Now where the heck it's gone, I have no idea. However, stick with me, as I'm gonna make sure I find out. I'm on an epic adventure along the illustrious Hadrian's Wall. Day 1, Robson's log. After starting in Wallsend, I've travelled 17 miles. Wall witnessed so far, hardly a bloomin' brick to be honest. But it's been a pretty trek nonetheless, and I'm about to be rewarded with a whopping bit of wall. Whew. There you go, that's more like it. This is heading on the wall. This is the longest unbroken section of Hadrian's Wall that's at its original width. The amount of material that's required to build a wall that's 10 foot wide, 15 foot high and 80 odd miles long, the material has to be staggering. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It took 15,000 soldiers 6 years to build. So not only was the Roman army a formidable fighting force, they were highly skilled craftsmen, specializing in masonry, engineering, architecture. Now, like most people, I've always thought the Romans built the wall to stop the barbaric Scots from attacking. But I've heard there are those who reckon the wall was created for economic reasons, believing that the small forts along the wall, known as mile castles, acted as customs posts.
Alex, how are you?
It's a theory that's supported by local tour guide, Alex.
In my opinion, I think Hadrian was a narcissist. I personally think he built this wall solely to put the fear of God into the people who surrounded it and lived alongside of it. I think it was pure psychological warfare, and I think it scared people for 300 years.
The wall is here, it's to control the area, and the economics can actually be seen in the wall itself. And some mile castles only have 8 guys stationed there. Some have 32. So the ones with 32 are trading posts. When the natives are coming through the wall, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to tax them.
What sort of things would they be bringing through?
So we're likely seeing lots of foodstuffs,
Yeah.
and we are seeing lots of cattle. And we know in the post-Roman period, the economy of northern Britain is entirely based on cattle. We'd lose a coin-based economy, and it becomes a cattle-based economy.
And all these things you're saying
Yeah.
would be taxed?
Yeah, there's evidence there's just a 25% tax on
Really?
things coming through the wall, yeah.
Nothing's changed, Alex.
Yeah.
So if I had 4 cows and I was travelling south, and by the time I passed the wall, I'd only have 3.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Love your knowledge and lovely to be alongside.
Class.
Take care. I've got
Brilliant.
about 84,000 paces to go before I get to my
84,000?
before I get to my destination.
If Alex is right, then that challenges everything we think we know about the wall. Now, I know I'm no scholar or anything, but I still think it was a big old vanity vehicle for Hadrian. I mean, talk about overcompensating. Come on.
I think it's time for a nice long soak. Sadly, I don't have a shower. Certainly don't have a hot tub. But what I do have
is Northumberland's largest bath.
Considered the best salmon river in England, the beautiful River Tyne has always played an important role in my past.
You know, Mum and Dad used to bring us here so many times as a family. It's where me and my brother were taught to swim. My dad had a really interesting method. He'd just throw us both in, and it was either sink or swim. And I tell you what, slight hypothermic shock really focuses the mind. Me and my brother used to come out of the water like Polaris missiles, like motorboats. I tell you, it was a method that worked. See the dust come off my sock.
I still go for a spot of cold water swimming in the Tyne, but be warned, it's not for the faint-hearted.
You know what to say. That's the British and all that. Woo! Tell you what, this is just what you need after a long hot day. It's a well-known fact, doing something like this reduces stress. Do you know, a lot of people keep asking me, why do you live up north? What is it about Northumberland? Take a wild guess.
And I'll give you a clue. It's not me in me pants.
Woo!
The next morning, I'm up and at 'em early as I hurdled 10 miles along the wall. And let me tell you, it was quite a journey.
Oh, hello.
First off, I bumped into a couple of Kiwi walkers who were clearly big fans.
I'm Robson, by the way. Robson Green.
Of course.
How you doing?
Sorry, I'm none. Why is it?
How rude. I then fell in line with some local soldiers who were out training.
Sit, keep up, Robson.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Unfortunately, they couldn't quite keep up with my pace, so I ditched them.
Oh, stop running, Robson. Just amble. Can't feel my legs.
Feet fatigued, I hopped on a bike to speed things along, impressing the locals with my cycling skills.
Jerry, buckle up. We're about to hit warp speed.
Saddle sore, I sacked off the bike and back to the hike. The crew were delighted, but sadly not everyone was pleased to see me.
Steady, I come in peace. I come in peace. Steady. Dogs don't like me. I think it's seen some of my shows.
And that's brought you up to speed. Shall we proceed? Back when the wall was built, Romans would navigate using the lay of the land and nature. Simple things like moss could help guide them, as it grows where the sun doesn't shine. So in the northern hemisphere, moss lives on the north side of trees, revealing which way is north and which is south. Of course, nowadays navigation has moved on somewhat, and I've heard some people use GPS to hunt for treasure along the wall.
Paul!
Robson, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing on this
doing very well,
overcast
thank
day
you.
in
How are you
Northumberland?
enjoying your walk?
Oh, you know, fair to miserable. No, it's fine. It's gorgeous.
Excellent.
So, Paul, are you going to help me find buried treasure so I can be rich beyond my wildest dreams?
I'll certainly try and help you
Thank
find the
goodness
buried
for that.
treasure, but
Thank
being
goodness
rich
for
is another matter.
So, geocaching.
Indeed.
You're going to have to excuse my ignorance. Never heard of it, don't know what it is.
It originated in the States about 20 years ago, in 2000.
Really?
Yeah, where a guy decided, well, you know, GPS is becoming popular these days, let's test them. So it was a Tupperware container with a few sort of trinkets in, gave out the coordinates for it, grid reference, and people started finding it. To get to the actual geocache, we're going to use an app.
So do I just tap on
So
it?
we'll tap on the geocaching app.
Yeah. What, are they all geocaches? All those little dots? Wow, there's thousands of them.
There's absolutely millions worldwide. So as luck would have it, there's one very close to us.
Certainly is.
We can see it's beside the church. So if we just turn around, we know the church is right behind us.
Yeah.
That arrow should be pointing in the direction we need to go.
Certainly is.
And let's just head off.
Come on.
It tells us that it's 113 metres. This app will only get you to within a few metres of it.
Right.
You do then have to do a little bit of work.
What, just a little bit of
Pretend
detective
you're a
work?
detective.
I played many a detective in my time. Oh yes, I'm playing Geordie Keaton in Grantchester. I played Cregan in Touching Evil. I was a forensic detective in Wire in the Blood. So this should be it. This should be a cinch.
As you can see, we're closing in on it.
It's just like an Easter egg hunt, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's just another version of that.
So we're now looking for something out of place.
Well, there's a huge rock there. I mean, that's gonna
Potentially
take
the
a
kind of
blooming
thing
hell-
we're
hang on,
looking
there's
for.
something behind it. There's something. Yes!
Oh, well
That's
done,
it.
well done. Your
That's
very
great.
first geocache.
That's amazing. It just brings the kid out of you, doesn't it? What we got here? There is money in it.
Money.
Oh, is this a Roman silver coin? But that's an old French franc, because it's euros now.
Here was me hoping for Roman coins and ancient trinkets. I feel a little foolish.
So what else we got in here?
Somewhere there should be something you can sign and date.
Really? Well, what do you know? Oh, I see. Oh, people who found it, they sign it and they date it. I love it. Imogen's been here, Jess has been here, and Hopper's been here. Hopper's found it. Oh, that's great. Robson was here. 20.
So that's everything put back in there, and we'll
Right,
put it back
gotcha.
ready for the next people.
But let's be honest, it's not what you call treasure, is it, Paul?
It's not treasure.
You know, economically, it's not life-changing,
In
is it?
monetary terms, it's not treasure.
Okay, let's see what the next one
See if we can
brings.
find another one.
Trying to get my bearings
Yeah.
here. It's moving from
Well,
left to right.
We've got an extra clue on this one. We've got a hint. So if we click on hint,
Yep.
and the hint here is that the cache is wedged between an ash tree and a hawthorn.
Oh, I know what an ash tree looks like and a hawthorn.
Good man.
We're getting warm, Paul. We're getting warm.
Yeah.
We're on a treasure hunt. How you going? I'm travelling along Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, we're going the other way.
Have you heard about this thing called geocaching? Oh, mate, isn't it great? I love it. Yeah, Paul's just introduced me to it. We've just found 100 quid.
Yeah, right.
I wish. No, we found a note with loads of names on it. But Paul promises me the next treasure we find is going to be of more value. Lovely to meet you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. We're very close.
Less than 50 metres.
Right. Well, that's a giant ash there. It says it's jammed in between the two.
Jammed in between the two.
Oh, hello. There's stones there.
There's one or two stones, yeah.
Yes!
Aha! Well done. Second one of the day.
Let me have a look. Ah, the book, a
Little
little book with people's names in. Somebody called Blue Flash has been here. So this was all filled in years ago. I love it.
Good, it's good fun.
Good stuff, Paul.
You're very welcome.
Put it back from... Oh, I love it, Paul.
Great.
I'm in. Hook, line and sinker.
Good man. I knew you'd enjoy it.
I am now a geocacher.
Indeed you are.
It's been a hell of a day. I reckon a wee tea time treat is in order. And I know the perfect picnic spot. Let's just hope I can find it.
It's like being in the movie The Fog. And I'm ascending into the abyss, never to be seen again. Oh, great. It started raining as well. God. Do you know what it is? I think Northumberland's got its own microclimate. Honest. There were views this morning as far as the eye could see. Now you can't see 40 feet in front of you. It's a fog.
Now you're going to have to trust me when I say there are usually views to die for here.
Mind you, did I take a wrong turning somewhere and end up in Norway? I packed myself a ham sandwich. I just need to add something to it. And when you've got something like this, you have to have Northumberland's equivalent to hummus. Peas pudding. Was my mum and dad always correct me. It's peas pudding, Robson, it's peas pudding. What's happened to your accent, man? It's peas pudding, man. Put it on your bread, put some butter on, and then put your peas pudding on, you daft knacker. He loved me, my dad. He really did. Lots of chickpeas boiled in ham stock. But this stuff, I assure you, is stunning. Tell you, my mum and dad used to say when they give me this, it's like eating Christmas. It really is. I came here for peace and quiet. It's like being in Piccadilly Circus. In the fog. Where am I? Come to here to celebrate the views of Northumberland. I can't see a thing. Used to do this loads with mum and dad, or my brother and my sisters. Topics of conversation were never stressful. It was never about work or money worries. Oh, that'll keep me going for another few hours. Ham and peas pudding. You can't beat it. Well, you can actually. Eating mess is nice. I've had that, like meringues.
I'm taking a trip along Hadrian's Wall, a mission I've been meaning to make for years. And I'm not the only one. Visitors from all over the world come to soak up the wall's historic mystique. Back in the early 80s, a chance visit to the wall inspired author J.R.R. Martin to write Game of Thrones. So who knows what the wall will inspire me to do. Since leaving Segedunum, I've journeyed 21 miles. I've walked, swam, ran and cycled, and now en route to an old Roman garrison town.
History is everywhere in the villages and towns around here. And especially the place I'm heading for now, Corbridge. Not so long ago, there was something discovered there that was a real game changer.
Half a mile west of the beautiful village of Corbridge lies Corbridge Roman town. Dating back to AD 79, it was also known as the Roman settlement of Corstopatum. Local tour guide Paul is an expert on this amazing ancient site.
Go on then, Paul. Paint me a picture of what life was like nearly 2,000 years ago in this centre of Corbridge.
This, what you're seeing here, is the bustle, hustle of the town, really. It was a cosmopolitan town in that particular period. And there's lots of shops and various businesses all over the place. And this would have been teeming with people. And what's interesting is that before the town was built in 160, the road heading up to Edinburgh, we used to miss the town out, or the forts out, you go straight up. But about 160, 170, when this became a town where it was a commercial operation, that road was rerouted through the middle of the town. Right. So they wanted the travellers to make sure they came through these commercial units to buy their goods. So really, this is
a bit like the airports today, isn't it? They're forcing you through there for the duty-free stuff,
yeah, when you go through the duty-free, what's actually good way of describing it, actually. That's exactly what they're doing. They're sending you down through this road, because then you can see the goods and the wares. And these are Roman military granaries. This is where the food stores would be. So these are some of the best preserved in the world, because the fact that you can see a lot of the stone flooring. If you look, you see you've got the aeration holes underneath, so this is where the air comes through. You can see some holes through the sides of the wall there, so the air comes through and then under the floor. So that's to keep the foodstuffs dry, because if it's on the floor, it's going to get pretty damp.
So here I am, 2,000 years ago. I come shopping in Corbridge. I've got my bag of grain, and I'm after some fruit and some veg, a bit of meat,
fancy a bit of beef and chicken, maybe there's a duck.
Yeah.
Would that all have been here?
Absolutely, and more besides. You know, there would be all sorts. There would be pottery, herbs, spices, beer. There would be taverns. Imagine this in the middle of the day. You know, there would be shops and wares. They would be selling their goods. There would be shouting. There would be people milling around, buying things.
It's just another version of you and I walking down Eldon Square, Newcastle.
It is. It's a shopping centre.
So these are shops all the way along here, some of them selling foodstuffs, some of them selling cloth and materials. I heard a vicious rumour that carrots came from the Romans. I don't believe it.
Well, they were introduced to Britain by the Romans.
What, they were?
They were not here. They introduced rabbits, which is quite commonly known as well.
Was it a place of rest and relaxation?
Yeah, there's
people come here to let their hair down?
So Roman soldiers, we don't think got regular leave, but they could apply for leave, but they would be coming through here quite often. They would be quite keen to come here.
I'm sure they were, because they weren't allowed to marry, were they?
They weren't.
So they would have come here for not only, you know, a few carrots and a few apples and oranges, but someone else. I'm not going to say any more.
There's places of ill repute here, you're absolutely right.
There was. Sorry, there was. So basically in the daytime it's like Newcastle is. You
it's
know,
like a big market in Newcastle.
But it's like the big market in Newcastle in the evening.
Absolutely. Even in the daytime it could be quite noisy and raucous.
Were they gambling and stuff?
Yeah, a lot of gambling. They didn't play cards. Cards didn't really exist in Roman times. It was more dice and board games, quite elaborate, but they would bet on this. Possibly sometimes boxing and wrestling matches, which would be bet on as well.
It was the Roman equivalent of Las Vegas. I guess it is, with the boxing and the gambling that still goes on there today.
Absolutely.
And talking of striking it lucky, back in the 1960s and 70s, this site was an archaeological training location for students at Durham and Newcastle University. Every summer, trainee archaeologists would come here to dig. And in 1964, one student hit the jackpot, making an amazing discovery. A well-preserved leather and metal-clad wooden box, full of everyday Roman artifacts.
The most important thing that really from a historical point of view is the segmented armour that you can see here. So that's the old rusty stuff there is what they found in the box. And on the left-hand side, you can see the reconstruction, but that's massively important because prior to this being discovered in 1964, historians knew that this type of armour existed, but they didn't know specifically what it looked like, how it was made, how it was held together, how it was worn. And by finding these six elements that they have here, they can now accurately reconstruct that. And when you see modern legionary armour in modern films today, like Gladiator or many other modern films, then it would have been based on this find. Without this find being here, they would have been guessing.
I mean, just looking at it, such an eclectic mix of things. You think if it all belonged to a soldier, yes, you've got the armaments then, you've got the weaponry here, but it looks like there's kind of practical digging tools here, and there's a container for carrying water.
When you say carrying water, that was probably a beer tankard. It looks rather big. But actually beer tankards were, in fact, some of the beer tankards were collective. All the men would drink out of one big cup. This man was either a soldier or a skilled craftsman attached to the army. He's left this behind, which at that time would be really unusual. He's had to do it for a particular reason, either because it was too difficult to carry and he never came back, or there was an impending attack and he was worried about the security of it. And of course, he may well have been killed. We'll never know, but this person, this was his life in a box. Most hoards are quite glamorous things like a big pile of coins. And to have this sort of stuff particularly is incredibly rare. And the person, this trainee archaeologist who found this is a find of a lifetime.
Do you know, you've given me an idea. You know, doing this journey, I think I might bury my own time capsule.
Well, why not?
Hoping, you know, someone maybe in 2,000 years' time might find it.
Absolutely. And then it could be in a case in a museum somewhere. And I wonder who put those items in that box.
Robson Green, who was he?
In order to pick up some treasures to put in my time capsule, I popped along to modern-day Corbridge. And while I'm mooching around the shops, I make my own amazing discovery.
What are you doing? You haven't changed a bit.
My very dear old work colleague, Ray.
But yeah, please didn't take my advice.
Yeah, it kind of worked out okay. How you doing?
Fine, fine.
My God, Ray.
So we worked in the drawn office, from 82 to 86, was it? At Swans?
Can't remember now.
Oh, I can. My goodness, how you been?
I just got me eye. Well, the daughter said, "Hey, there's Robson Green," because she worked in shop in Swans as well.
I'm travelling along the full length of Hadrian's Wall, and we started, it's Segadunum.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they were unearthing
Yes,
that, when we were in the
aye,
shipyard? Remember all the fuss was going on? My God, it's so good to see you, man.
Yeah.
It's so good to see you.
I'm pleased we've had a word.
Yeah, I remember you say, you know, shipbuilding's a job for life. Oh dear me, what happened to the shipyard, eh? It's a car park now, isn't it?
Yeah. Where have all those men gone?
I know, but the skills are still there, and I think, you know, it'll come back.
Oh, well.
It will come back. And see, there's fabrication going on further down the Tyne, so there's always hope, isn't there? Yeah. Soon after I left, the shipyard closed, didn't it?
Yeah.
But you know, if this all falls apart, this game, I'll be back and being a naval architect,
Anyway,
definitely.
it's lovely seeing you.
You too. Good to see you, Rick. Oh my God. He was lovely. He was my man. That's Ray. I worked with him in 82 to 86. He was such a lovely man. He's very, very kind to me in the shipyard. And when I said I wanted to be an actor, he said, "Just do what makes you happy, Robson." Oh, that really got me.
Well, I really wasn't expecting that. This journey really is becoming an experience that's good for the soul. And the old calf muscles.
As you travel around this area, you soon realise that 95% of Hadrian's Wall has disappeared. Or has it? It's just been moved elsewhere. All you have to do is look for it.
And there are clues to finding where it's hiding, like this beautiful Northumbrian village, which is simply called Wall. A conservation area and a place of special historic interest, Wall is home to 320 residents, including Gary, who has a real passion for both this wall
40 years old.
and the wall.
Which particular buildings within the village of Wall are from Hadrian's Wall?
This is all Hadrian's Wall.
What?
Every which way you look.
Really?
Yeah. This is the wall, recycled.
So how did it all happen? How did it all start?
There was a general called General Wade back in the 18th century. He then was the guy responsible for the government forces who then had to take on the Jacobites. And they'd come up to Newcastle expecting to see them there, but they were on the other side of the country. They were over at Carlisle, and they held Carlisle Castle. So they've got to drag all their cannon and everything else across the country. And believe it or not, in 1745, there wasn't a proper road between Newcastle and Carlisle. So General Wade goes, "We need a road here, we need a road."
So obviously General Wade needed material to build his road.
And that's it. Some bright spark says, "Well, hang on a minute. You know that old wall that the Romans had? Why don't we just pull that over, create a track bed for a road?" But then at that time, other people are going, "Hang on a minute. There's a lot more you can do than build a road. I can build a house with that."
Cool.
And so that's it. So people then start going to help themselves to bits of stone from the wall, and hence you get this.
So literally every building in the village of Wall is made from Hadrian's Wall.
Yes.
Don't tell me that wall there of Wall is made from Hadrian's Wall.
That wall, that dry stone wall, is made of Hadrian's Wall. You could easily find the telltale signs because those nice square stones that you would see on the outside of the wall are stones like this. Look how that's squared off. So yes, so people have utilised every little bit they can find.
How on earth did they get it here, Gary? Horse and cart?
I think you can take it that they were just a lot tougher in those days. Look at this wall here. Come on. Look at those lovely square stones.
Oh, go on.
See, you admire them there.
And all this here? That's obviously Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, nice bit of wall there.
Desperate to get a sneaky peek inside one of Wall's wall-made houses, Gary lets me have a wee gander inside his.
This is it. This is just one of many time capsules in Northumberland. I mean, straight away, you can see that stone lintel in the fireplace. That's definitely from Hadrian's Wall. So that's Hadrian's Wall underneath there. And they say at one time Hadrian's wall was whitewashed, so you could see it from miles around. So everything in here is, right, nearly 2,000 years old. And if it's looked after and taken care of, it'll probably last another 2,000 years.
While Wall might not have the most original name, it's certainly a canny-looking little village. So far, I'm surviving my epic jaunt along Hadrian's Wall.
I've been walking for about an hour. There's not another soul in sight. And just when I thought the views of Northumberland couldn't get any better, well, you just look at that. And a walk like this, with a backdrop like that, it really is difficult to be unhappy. I'm so blessed. I do love this place.
Having tackled the hills and dales, in sunshine and of course rain, I'm coming to the end of the first leg of my Hadrian's Wall adventure. From my start point in Segadunum at Wall's End, I clocked up 35 miles to reach my birthplace, Hexham, where I still live today. And this historic town has quite a past.
You know, it wasn't so long ago that the Scots came here and burnt this place to the ground. And a while back, the 3rd Duke of Somerset, he was publicly executed in the marketplace just up the way.
Thankfully these days, the gallows have been replaced with a farmer's market. And I'm going to stock up on a few provisions for the next leg of my journey.
I'm camping along the wall, alongside the wall. What would you recommend?
On a stove, I would recommend pork and apple burgers every time. They're nice and flat, so you're going to cook through.
And can I nab a few sausages?
Of course you can.
Succulent sausages. Did you know that the Romans brought carrots to this country?
Did they?
You did. And did you know they brought apples as well? Do you know what? I'll have a couple of sticks of rhubarb. Do you know, I used to do this as a kid. I used to cut the ends and just dip it in sugar. It used to be bouncing off the ceiling. Nice selection of pies you got here. I'm torn between the beef and Guinness and the chili beef. If you had to choose between those two, which one would you have? Do you know what? I'm going to have the beef and Guinness. Thank you very much.
I said that without moving.
Muckle Brewing.
So Muckle is a Northumbrian dialect.
I know.
Mighty.
For big and strong. My dad used to say, pass me that muckle hammer there. Muckle hammer. I'm going to take your steer on this. Tell me your favourite and I shall buy it.
Okay. My husband, who brews, would tell you the last one he drank was his favourite.
Right.
However, I know that both of our favourite is this one, Pride of Park Pale Ale.
Sold.
This is the actual wall with part of Sycamore Gap and a representation of the wall going down there.
This is a spatula of Hadrian's Wall.
Yes, yeah.
And it has my favourite place. I've got to have that. That is going to be one of the best souvenirs on my journey. Isn't that lovely? This is me travelling along the wall.
Especially exhausting, that one over there.
As I'm at my hometown, it seems a fitting place to bury my wall adventure time capsule.
Cross the babbling brook. Yeah, this looks a good spot. Right, let's see what gems I've brought. Just wait till somebody finds this lot. Eh? Let's have a look at this. Lovely Hadrian's Wall walk. Fridge magnet? Well, I like it. And there's a little tile here with the Latin carpe diem, which means seize the carp, and a postcard of the Roman equivalent of Las Vegas. All right, let me have a think. Oh. Perfect. Right, so just wrote a little ditty on the back of the Corbridge postcard. There was a young actor called Robson who was told, "Your next Jobson,"
is to walk Hadrian's Wall. I hope you don't fall. It'll be a success, and with knobs on. Hey? Now, I know you're thinking, oh yeah, not very valuable though, is it? Yeah. But if you add 20 big ones on top of that, oh yeah, now you're interested, aren't you? Oh yeah. Just under there.
Capsule carefully hidden away. Hopefully it'll be discovered hundreds of years from now. So no go hunting for it, you lot.
They love that. 20 big ones.
To celebrate successfully completing the first leg of my Hadrian's Wall adventure, my weary wee feet are taking a final few paces to a pub just outside Hexham for a well-deserved pint.
Can I buy you a drink?
Well, I think we should offer you one, Robson.
No, I've given up on all wines, beers and spirits, sadly. Yeah, but I'll have a sherry. Hey, hey! No, I've given up on drinking. It's been the worst 10 minutes of my life. Come on, I'm here all week. I need the money. Anyway, lovely to meet you.
Forgive the bad dad gags. It's just 'cause I'm knackered. Honest.
Look at that.
What more do you want? Beautiful view, pint, next to this lovely pub. What a first few days it's been. History everywhere. Literally everywhere. I thought I knew everything there was to know about Northumberland. How wrong I was. And luckily, there's more to come.
Now I'm on the second leg of my journey across the beautiful Northumbrian countryside. I'm starting at Chollerford near Hexham, and my aim is to reach Walton Crags in 3 days, a mere 40,000 steps. It's 20 miles of rugged landscape that a couple of millennia ago was teeming with rugged Romans. Now it's home to a flock of sheep. Rugged sheep, mind. The wall stretches from east to west across England, from coast to coast. But this particular section is filled with the remains of Roman forts. They were home to many of the 10,000 strapping soldiers on the wall who saw off barbarians to the north and troublesome tribes to the south. Just 600 steps into my journey, and I've already reached Chester's Fort, built in AD 124. Clearly a time when men were men, as the soldiers here spent their time not just seeing off the enemy, but the northern weather, and all the while wearing skirts and sandals. Tour guide Laura is going to show me how the fort's Roman inhabitants braved the cold, wearing only tunics. It doesn't bear thinking about.
So, along the wall, each fort has its own unique story to tell. What was special about this place?
If you'd been here 2,000 years ago, there would have been 500 cavalrymen living here. 500 cavalrymen and their horses would have been living on this site. So this would have been a really important strategic point because it guarded the crossing of a river.
So where did they all live?
Well, there are barracks just over here. We'll have a look at the barracks.
Only 20% of the fort has been excavated, but these rows of identical low walls reveal dozens of small barracks buildings side by side.
Was this area where the horses were kept, or was this where the soldiers lived?
Well, this was a bit of both. This was a place where there were 3 men and 3 horses, so the men lived alongside their horses.
Really?
Yeah, really.
What, when you say lived alongside, they didn't sleep alongside them as well?
Did.
No, they didn't.
Did.
You know, sometimes you're in bed with your partner and you have a little rollover. Imagine a horse rolling over you. You ain't going to see them all. That's going to leave a mark.
Well,
that's going to smart.
Would have been a way of keeping warm as well. You think of the heat that the horses would give off.
I'm not thinking about the heat at all. I'm thinking about the smell. Must have been a mucky existence.
Now you'd think, given their sleeping arrangements, that centurions would be oblivious to horse dung. But it seems not. Every fort had its own spa.
So we've just come through the lobby. This is the lobby to take us into what was in effect the changing room. This would have been where they would have entered and prepared themselves to go into the bath.
What, these are little lockers here?
Little lockers, just like little lockers.
Well, like today, you put your little pound coin in and turn it, or you put the wristband on.
So this was a place just to start to prepare yourself to get your clothes off, to put your sandals on. You would have had wooden, flat wooden sandals that were sort of raised up a little bit because everywhere here had underfloor heating.
What, so hot it would burn your feet?
It probably would burn your feet, yeah, with
really?
really hot stones.
Do they have some sort of kind of towel to take with them?
We don't really know. They might have had something to cover their modesty, but because this was just the blokes from the fort, this was just the Roman soldiers from the fort, maybe not.
Just let it all hang out, Laura. Nothing's changed there either.
Coming here was even hotter.
Oh.
It was a really, really hot dry room, which would start you to sweat.
Open up the
start
pores.
to open your pores.
Yeah.
And then you would go around to one of the warm rooms, start to cover yourself in oil, or you perhaps have a servant to do that, and then use warm water to scrape it all off to clean yourselves.
Right.
They actually did manscape. Just when you think you've grasped who the Romans were, they slip through your fingers. Probably all that oil.
Oh, Laura, love it. Just wish you had been my history teacher back then. I do. I really wish you had.
So the Roman lesson for today is never underestimate the power of a sauna. Although I think I might have to find a different solution to getting warm and clean in my tent. As I've travelled along the wall, I've been collecting stamps for my Hadrian's Wall passport. So here's another one to mark the way. But I've a few miles to go before I set up camp, and the trail, as ever, has some pretty good chat on offer.
Where are you guys from?
South, near London.
Near London?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Robson. What's your name? Where are you from, Katrina? I'm from London. Are you walking the full length? Because I was going to say, you're going to need more than that, Bonnie lad. You need a tent and everything. Are you doing the full walk? From like the west to the east?
No, so I think we started...
Do you know where you are? You're on Hadrian's Wall. It's a really famous wall, just in case you're lost. Just in case you still think you're in London and you took a wrong left.
Good luck for the rest of your walk.
Thank you, you too. Enjoy. Bye.
The wall might have been built to protect Rome from the north, but today, the invasion is obviously coming from the south.
You don't just have to come here and have to learn about Roman history. It's just one of the most beautiful walks in the world. That's why they're here. You know, the hustle bustle of London they've left behind and come to the open space and beauty of Northumberland. You know, there's something here for everybody.
I'm just at the point where the North Tyne River intersects the wall. Now I should be heading west on my journey, but just look at this. For my money, there's no better river in the world.
Now, I can't travel alongside Hadrian's Wall without taking a diversion to one of my most favourite places in the world. Now, some of you may or may not know I like a bit of fishing. So I'm off to meet one of my best buddies, who is the self-acclaimed #1 angler in Northumberland.
And if you think of that famous film Gladiator, he's like Russell Crowe's body double, and this river is his arena.
Oh lad, as I live and breathe, James Stocko. How are you?
Mr. Green, not bad, mate. You've eventually arrived. I've been waiting for you. The salmon are waiting for you.
And but how many you caught?
None yet.
Do you want me to go to the bothy and get changed
Yes,
and then
please,
come
mate.
back and show you how it's done? Is that what you're saying?
Someone has to.
Mate, I've given you the big build-up.
Yes, I know
You're
you
gonna
have.
look pretty daft if you didn't catch.
Right, time to get kitted out and back to catch some of those trout or salmon I know are hiding there. He's a good-looking fella, isn't he?
I would love it if I caught one and he didn't. I would love it. He'd never get over it. He'd need therapy.
Because he's a world-class fisherman and a fishing guide on this river, he's even got flies named after him.
All these here, they're actually named after Stokoe. They're the Stokoe shrimp, and they're very, very good. There's only one fly in my book. That there is called a Calvin shrimp, designed by Ross MacDonald. And I have caught 95% of my fish with this fly. And I've not told Stokoe I've got loads of them. I've got loads. He's not getting one.
There, mate, there's a load of fish showing here. I'm telling you now. They're not touching anything at the minute, but it's a good start. They're here, which is the most important thing. It's just the anglers. You all right, bud?
Yeah, it's all right.
I shouldn't laugh, but I did.
Oh, stop laughing. I'm old, okay? I'm old.
And in fact, it's been 20 odd years since me and James first stepped into this river to fish.
But mate, me and you have been fishing together. We have had some amazing times on this water.
In the stories we have, the fish we've caught, I mean, these fish are quite comparable to yourself. Well-travelled, they've got an air of elegance.
Oh, here we go.
Sought after, silver.
Oh, aye.
And they can be the most annoying thing on the planet. It's just like spending a day with yourself.
I like the fish analogy,
Yeah.
James.
So putting our angling rivalry to one side for just 1 second.
So going back to Roman times, would this river have been a good source of protein for most of the Roman soldiers?
This river would have been a lifeline. I mean, it's not a coincidence that the wall has been built parallel to this river. You've got a source of water and a source of food, and I would give anything to be back in those days to see what this river was like.
Really?
It's good now, it's the best river in England and Wales, but we just don't have anywhere near the numbers of fish that they would have had at that time.
So you would have had salmon, you would have had trout.
Oh,
What else?
it's endless. Trout, salmon, sea trout, eels, chub, pike. Now,
Pike?
Yeah, pike.
There was pike in the
There was
time.
pike in the time, and when you get one, honestly, there's no greater sensation. They do say the tug is a drug.
And no matter where you are or who you're with, but it is important who you're with.
It is. When you've got a friend like yourself who can come and you can outfish them, it's even better.
Is that the scenario that's going to play out today?
Well, mate,
Mate,
you know what's on the cards?
have talked this up so much, and I bigged you up so much. Mate, it's just an accident waiting to happen.
Let's let the
Says
fish
him.
do the talking.
Come on then, I'll go up.
Go on, you get
Behind
yourself
you
in
there.
without falling in.
Here we go. Fishing isn't just a hobby for me and James. It is an absolute obsession. It's an addiction, a love, an absolute everything.
Hadrian's Wall is just over the hill from here. So I wonder how many Roman soldiers came down for a spot of fishing at the end of a stressful day guarding the wall. Although today the fish do seem to be in rather short supply.
James has just suggested that I start singing, so the fish will throw themselves on the bank, you know. Mate, 3 number ones, I rest my case. Kept Oasis off the number 1 spot, and Elton John and David Bowie. You may mock.
I was banking on a bit of salmon for my dinner on the campfire.
Stokoe, what you playing at? Where are the fish? Do you imagine 2,000 years ago we were Roman soldiers? We've got to provide for our families.
Mate, we'd be sacked.
Sacked?
Disowned.
The absolute wives would have left us. Mate, I'll settle for a trout.
I would settle for a minnow.
Have you?
Literally, anything that's got a fin on it, please. Please.
Wait, man. We are anglers. We actually do catch fish, don't we, James?
Yeah, most of the time.
After 3 hours, it's time to admit defeat. With no dinner caught for tonight and my manhood definitely dented, I realise I'd make a rotten Roman. I'm back pounding the path by the beautiful Hadrian's Wall, now almost halfway along its 84-mile length. So far, my journey's taken me from Cholerford to the River North Tyne. The route will eventually lead to Walton Crags. But my target this morning is Housestead's Fort, 8 miles away. At this point, I really need to get a wriggle on if I'm to get ahead of the weather. I don't really have time to stop and chat to this couple, but I do.
It's not what you call overcrowded around here, is it?
But then, of course, the heavens open.
4 seasons in one day.
I try some amateur weather forecasting.
My grandma used to say, red sky at night, shepherd's delight. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's delight. Bonkers, my grandma.
But it rains so much, the crew pack up, and I'm left alone with my selfie stick. Kind of discovered today I don't like my own company. After miles of sheep, I pass some cows.
Slow progress is better than no progress at all. Failure is not an option. Mind you, I do need a wee.
And after a close encounter with some nettles, the Northumberland weather closes in. Thank God for waterproof trousers.
Do you know what it is? Oh, I so wanted to say that view over there is beyond beautiful, but it's a bit bleak today. But there is a beauty in its bleakness. It has been absolutely chucking it down all morning. But as my mum always say, when it rains, just let it rain. And a rainy day outdoors is better than a sunny day indoors. Bit of a philosopher, my mum. She had lots of sayings. My favourite being, any man who wears a bulletproof jacket cannot complain if he gets his old fella shot off.
8,000 steps and 3 rain showers later, I arrive at Northumberland National Park. 400 square miles of sparsely populated countryside, looked after by only a handful of very busy rangers.
National Park. You're one of the
Margaret.
rangers?
Yeah, one of the rangers, yeah.
I've never met a ranger from Northumberland National Park.
Your lucky day.
So what does a ranger do?
Kind of all sorts, to be honest. I mean, I'm here today, we're putting in this finger post, so this one's been broken.
Do you want a hand?
Well, since you offered, yeah, there you go. Grab your gloves, they're just in the back there.
Well, I was actually just going to supervise, but I've got a bad back. But
That's all, I'm sure you'll manage.
I didn't know. Of course, they're called finger posts. I didn't know it was called a finger post because it points in the right direction. I thought it was a signpost. Every day is a school day on this adventure.
There you go, Robson.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what do I do?
Right, okay, what can I do? With your shovel there, just clean out around here. So just a wee bit at a time.
All right. Oh, you're in supervisory capacity now,
Yeah,
are you?
totally, yeah.
You're like a clock of the works.
All right.
Gotcha.
This is the hardest work I've had to do in years. Is it time for a tea break yet?
Now we're getting a bit further down. What I want you to do...
I'll just tell you something. I was digging away, and I thought, hey, I found something here.
Yeah, the other bit of the
It's
post.
the bottom of the post. All right, it might be a post to you, but this could be a Vinderlander tablet for all you know.
It's a massive job, not just maintaining the trail, but protecting the public as they make their way along the wall.
Hey, I've struck water here, or it's oil.
There you go. Lovely.
There you have it. I've done a good job there, haven't I?
You have not done too badly for first attempt, I'll give you that, Robson, yeah. Right, we'll get the post and we'll see what it's like in the hole.
A finger post?
Yeah.
There's around 180
Yeah.
finger posts along the 84 miles of the path
All
to
right,
keep the
okay.
thousands of tourists who visit the wall every year on the right track.
There you go.
Excellent.
So the next time I walk past the finger post, I'll appreciate the hard work that's gone into it.
Yep.
And do you mind if I'm walking by this one with my friends? I'll go, I put that in with Margaret, the Northumberland National Park Ranger.
Not at all, you take credit for that one.
Thank you very much. Right. Which way's the path?
That way.
Whew. See you, Margaret.
See ya.
Of course, in Roman times, you wouldn't need a signpost to ask directions. because there'd literally be thousands of soldiers patrolling the wall. But now, it's mostly sheep. Okay, it's time for a comfort break. Roman style. Housesteads is one of the best preserved forts in the whole of the Roman Empire. And Andrew Pode from the National Trust is going to give me a tour of the facilities.
Am I right in thinking this is the best preserved Roman toilet in Great Britain?
It is, yeah. The most important place in the fort. If you needed a number 2, this is where you came.
Really?
800 soldiers in here, probably quite a queue in the mornings.
And how many does this particular toilet seat then?
Oh, I think you probably get about 20 people in here.
And this communal toilet block wasn't just special because of the volume of bottoms it was accommodating. It's an example of, in my humble opinion, one of the greatest things the Romans have ever invented.
But it is a flushing toilet. A flushing toilet to the same standard as you would get in Rome.
Now, it's not an easy thing inventing the plumbing for a toilet. For a start, out here on the northern frontier, they didn't just have water on tap. If you'll excuse the pun.
They relied on what we now call grey water, collect all the water off all the roofs, and it would all feed down to this point here, the lowest point in the fort.
So the Romans harnessed Northumberland's greatest resource, the rain. Genius.
So you'd make your way in, and there'd be wooden benches either side here with holes cut in them for you to sit on. This channel here would have had water running through it. And constantly. We call that the sponge channel, because they didn't have toilet paper. They probably wouldn't have had sponges in Northumberland, but they might have had sphagnum moss or something like that to use.
Okay, so I'm a centurion. Those figs are playing havoc with my stomach. And what? I just hang over here?
Position yourself there. There would be a wooden bench with a hole in it for you to perch on.
And just sit here?
And just sit. That's it. And off you go.
That's great. All right, Brian. Yeah, had a good night on the wall? See any barbarians? No? Oh, you had the figs as well? I know. Playing bloody havoc. So I've done my business, Andrew.
Yep.
And that's a load off my mind.
Good.
And I've wiped my bum with a sponge or a bit of moss.
Yep.
What would I do with the sponge? Would I just dip it in vinegar or something to clean it?
We don't know, in all honesty, but it's rumoured there was a punishment that you could be made to publicly suck the sponge if you'd been a naughty soldier.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh, no, I was having a
But we're not going to make you do that.
I wouldn't do it anyway. It gets around to me agent. Anyway, so, and the waste product would just be washed away down here very cleverly because of the design.
And it's carried out through the fort wall and out into the fields.
To fertilise the land.
Good bit of recycling.
They're clever, those Romans, weren't they?
Very clever.
Bloomin' clever, man.
Yeah.
I think it says a lot about a civilization how seriously it takes its toilet arrangements. And to think all that incredible engineering they've passed on to us, so we can flush today. On that note, I think it might be time for me to retire. All this talk of conveniences has made me hanker after a night in a fancy hotel. But instead, I have to make do with.
Oh, I love a bit of camping. What is there not to like about camping? You know, you're at one with nature, you're closer to the countryside. However, you are further away from a nice cosy bed, a hot shower and a flushing toilet. Right, hopefully this won't take long. Hang on. That wind's picking up. This could take off. No! Ow! I just stabbed me on the leg. Jesus. I just put the peg in my leg. Hey, I'm losing pints here. Oh, hilarious. Ta-da! This here could end up way over there through the night with me in it.
TV gold.
It's day 2 on this leg of my journey, and I wouldn't describe sleeping under canvas as a highlight. I think the bottom line is, I've got camper van envy.
I wouldn't say I had a good night's sleep. I'm not going to say I had a bad night's sleep. Bloody awful. Just wind and rain.
I'll need a good breakfast because I've got some serious walking to do today. I'm hoping the views will keep me going, as I'll be climbing up past the spectacular crags at Wynn Sill to the wall's highest point at Steel Rig. Fingers crossed, the weather holds. My fair weather friends, the crew, run for cover again, with some lame excuse about keeping the equipment dry. So it's me and my selfie stick. Again.
Ah, that's more like it. This is the Northumberland I know and love. Absolutely chucking it down. Oh, sun was shining this morning, which was delicious, and now it's chucking it down with rain. I think I'm going to need a bigger coat. Now there's a sight for sore eyes. The world famous Great Wynn Sill. Created millions of years ago during a cataclysmic geological event, and created that formation we see today. Utterly jaw-dropping.
Geologists reckon this landscape was once a sea of molten lava, which burst up to the Earth's surface. And the Romans took advantage of the jaggy landscape that was left behind, because the hardened lava created strong foundations for the wall.
And there is no better spot along the wall to have a cup of tea than the location at the bottom of this hill. In my opinion, it is the most beautiful spot in Great Britain.
And because of the view or the promise of a tea break, the crew decide to come back. Fair weather friends. Sycamore Gap, named for obvious reasons, is almost exactly halfway along the wall, and the tree itself is one of the most photographed trees in Britain. Though how they know that, I've no idea.
And this location is famous for many reasons. The tree not so long ago was voted best tree in England, but is probably best known for making an appearance in the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, starring the one and only Kevin Costner. And it's now known for Robson Green having a cup of tea next to it. Doesn't have the same ring though, does it? I can't compete with Kev. Mam says I look like him though. Onwards and upwards.
Breakfast seems like such a long time ago, and my rumbling tummy makes me think of the legionaries who lived here. They say an army marches on its stomach, and Romans' rations, like everything else about them, seem to be imaginative and versatile. In fact, they may have invented fusion cuisine.
With the Romans being in Britain came many wondrous things, including
carrots, cabbages and plums. Strange but true. And believe it or not, the beautiful landscape of Northumberland provided a natural pantry of its very own right on their doorstep.
And dinner is still being foraged for by wild food enthusiasts like Linus and Louise Morton, just as it was by the Romans.
They call this the Marmite plant because you either love it or you hate it. If you want to grab yourself some, I think the leaves on this is as close to roast beef as you're going to get on a plant.
That actually smells like roast beef. It
mad.
does.
It's mad.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It smells like beef.
So I use this as a herb, so you mix it with a salad, so you're having it as a flavouring in amongst other things. But
you love it or hate it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going with the latter.
Okay.
It doesn't taste like beef. Might smell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking around, seeing a lot of dock leaves. Don't think
we've
you can
got
eat them.
bush vetch. It's a member of the pea family. This one tastes just like pea shoots.
Really?
Yeah.
What, just like Herb Robert tasted like beef?
I think this is closer to peas. Yeah, this is a genuine pea. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if it tastes like a pea then. Oh my goodness, they do. Well, what do you know?
This is its common name is Jack by the Hedge, but its other name is garlic mustard. And it does exactly what it says on the tin, tastes of garlic mustard.
Mate, I've had roast beef, I've had pea shoots.
Well, who knew you could get all the flavours of your Nan's Sunday roast just from a few hedgerow plants?
It doesn't smell like garlic or mustard. Does mustard have a smell? Yes, it does, yeah. Garlic mustard! Garlic mustard!
What a picture that must have been, those burly Romans picking dainty flowers in the hedgerows. Fortified by a few carefully chosen leaves, I'm back on the trail, and today's hike is going to be strenuous. It's time to take on the mountain.
Heart rate's gone up a bit. That's because I'm heading for the famous steel rig.
There are a lot of rigs around here, all hills named from the old Scots word for ridge, but this is the biggest.
Oh, I think climbing steel rig is a young person's game, I think. Oh, God. But I do like a challenge. What was it Edmund Hillary said? It's not the mountain you conquer, but yourself.
Clearly, I'm not climbing Everest like he was, but let's face it, he had a Sherpa to carry his bag.
Whew. This ain't gonna be easy. Just take your time and enjoy the view. Oh, wow. I tell you, if someone painted that view and showed you it, you wouldn't believe them. I'm at the highest point of my journey. How do I know that? Because this here is the trig point. And to think, I've come all the way from over there, as far as the eye can see. I'm not a religious person, but there is something spiritual about this part of the world. There really is. It just makes your heart sing, man.
I'm 13 miles or 33,000 steps into this leg of my journey, and I feel the Romans are beginning to get under my skin. Time to dig a little deeper. Which is an archaeological joke, by the way. Oh, never
mind. If there is one place on this journey that continues to bring the past back to life, it's where I'm headed now.
50 years ago, something was discovered there that completely redefined the way we view an entire empire.
The Vindolanda Fort is the only one along the wall where there is a live archaeological dig. And it's supervised by a friend of mine, Dr. Andrew Burley. Under Andrew's supervision, they've dug up fascinating artifacts that help us understand day-to-day Roman life.
Well, we found thousands of shoes since you were last here, Robson.
Yeah.
We've got,
I heard you found a sword in its scabbard?
We got a sword in its scabbard and a sword outside its scabbard, and in the room next door, beat this, something we'd never expect to find in a million years, a set of boxing gloves made of leather.
Boxing gloves?
Boxing gloves.
Leather boxing gloves?
The only surviving boxing gloves from the whole Roman Empire.
Today is my lucky day because I've been invited to help at the dig. Hopefully, I'll hit the jackpot. Though I'm having to share this potential treasure trove with Dr. Trudy Buck, a forensic archaeologist who specialises in human bones.
Trudy, how are you?
I'm
Lovely
good,
to meet
thank you. Nice to meet you.
So this man is artifacts. Am I right in saying you're dead people?
I'm dead people, absolutely.
So if you came across skeletal remains, are you able to tell the sex of the person, the age of the person?
If you've got a skull, and usually if you've got teeth, you can tell where they're from. Teeth are really good because they preserve very well, and they're the sort of the hardest substance in the body, so you can get DNA from them, you can get isotopes from them, and from that you can tell stuff about their background, where they grew up.
But the most famous find of recent years, one that altered our whole perception of Roman life, wasn't human bones. It was a pile of remarkably preserved letters that have come to be known as the Vindolanda tablets.
Are the drains.
If you find a letter that somebody's left, not for you, but for somebody else from 2,000 years ago, every single word has a resonance which cuts through 2,000 years ago and is a window into the soul of the person who wrote it, and that's incredibly special. Trudy looks at the bones and they can give you a lot of information, but you can't get that person's opinion from their bones.
The letters are very personal to Andrew. In fact, you could say it's a family affair, because it was Andrew's dad who found the very first tablet back in 1973.
And he found it by accident. He was working hard in very deep excavations, and he picked up a little oily piece of wood that caught his eye. And I don't know why, but he rubbed his two fingers together and it came apart. And as he peeled it apart, just out of curiosity, it was covered in ink writing. And that tablet was still today, it's one of the most special because it's somebody sending a package to their son at Vindolanda from home, and they're saying, what's in the package? They're saying there's a couple of pairs of socks, a couple of pairs of shoes, and 2 sets of underpants. And this is the first reference to the underpants ever in Roman Britain, but it's also the only evidence we've ever found that Romans wore them.
While we're talking, something really odd happens.
I think I found something.
Yeah.
It feels like metal.
Pass it to Dr. Buck, she'll be able to let
It's
you know.
certainly not bone. If it is bone, it's the bionic man.
Nope, I think that is the head of a large nail.
Very chunky nail. Good. All right, he's off.
Mate, how much is it worth? Hey, we're talking. Hey, man. This is Antiques Roadshow time
Well,
now.
we're not
Go
letting
on.
you, we're not
What you
letting you
give me
melt
for
it
that?
down, and you can't take it home. It's got to go in the museum.
This is my Vindolanda tablet, this nail. This is my discovery.
You know
This makes me want to be an archaeologist.
Well, if it does, then it's the most important nail you'll have ever found.
It'd be nice to find some cash, though.
I've got 7 miles to go from Vindolanda to my final destination at Waltown Crags, and my feet are aching.
Now, this section here is known as the heart of Hadrian's Wall. And that's what it is about this place. It just works its way under your skin and gets into your heart. And I promise you, if you come here, it'll stay there forever. And a lot of it is to do with the views north and south. Over here, you've got the beautiful Cheviot Hills, Northumberland's extraordinary national park, and of course, the famous Pennine Way. And to the south, you've got the stunning South Tyne Valley. And to think I was born here, and I live here.
spurred on by the scenery and mulling over all my brilliantly close encounters with the Romans, the saunas, the toilets, postcards and underpants, Waltown Crags comes into view. It's the final destination for this leg of the journey, and it's spectacular. But I have one last thing to do. Because it has next to no light pollution, Northumberland is one of the best places in Europe to get a clear view of the stars. So it's time to look up. I'm not the only one who's here after dark. Naz, an astronomer from the nearby Kielder Observatory, is pulling a night shift. Though I've no idea how she brought that on the bus. Well, my goodness. Evening.
Hello.
Here's something you don't see every evening. 12-inch reflector?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I've got a 6-inch Russian telescope back home, 6-inch reflector.
Nice, yeah.
Naz has wanted to be an astronomer since she was a little girl in Iran.
When I was a kid, my granddad would constantly ask me to point out the moon in the sky. And then I got my first telescope when I was 7 and was just amazed at the fact that I could see these planets through my telescope.
Anything going on in the heavens above Northumberland this evening?
There's a few things going on, yeah. I'm here to look at shooting stars, but also we've got a few of the planets in the sky tonight as well. Would you like to come have a look through the telescope?
I thought you'd never ask.
Yeah.
What are you lined up on there?
We're just having a look at Jupiter. There we go. Just looking through the eyepiece there.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible. It's really, really clear.
Yeah.
There's something quite comforting in the thought that although our civilization has changed beyond all recognition in the 2,000 years since the wall was built, if you look up, some things have barely changed at all. So in terms of Roman life along here,
Yeah.
the Centurion's Guard on the wall, looking into the Northumbrian night sky, would see exactly what we're seeing tonight, wouldn't they?
Yeah, basically the exact same thing. The planets might have been in a slightly different position, but in terms of stars, the stars will have been in the exact same place. Most of the planets are named after the Roman gods. At that time, there wasn't a sort of distinction between mythology and astronomy. It kind of both became the same thing. The stars were their gods. Jupiter is the king of the gods.
Yes.
It was named after Jove, so.
And you've got Venus,
Yeah,
goddess of love.
love and
You've got
beauty,
Mars,
yeah.
god of war, and Saturn, god of agriculture.
Yeah,
That
wealth
doesn't
and
have the same
agriculture.
ring,
Not
does
quite,
it?
no.
Do you think by design we're meant to stare at the heavens? Because I was told at a very early age, because that's what we're made of.
Yeah.
We're made of stars. We're made of
We
stardust.
are, yeah, we are made of star stuff. Chemicals that make up our bodies have come from in the insides of stars. It's always going to be a very human thing to look at the skies and wonder about where we came from and what the stars are and what we can learn about what's out there, because it's so unknown, and I think people want to know more about what's out there.
Okay, after the vast universe, it's time for the tiny tent. Oh. What a day, coming across incredible stories about Roman history in a way that I kind of never came across at school. And it's just the best thing to be alongside. You know, people who can be passionate and committed and really enjoy this subject and then enjoy talking about this subject because they love it. It's a lovely thing to be alongside. I'm really, really enjoying that. And to think there's more to come. Can't wait. Oh, come on. I can't believe I've come this far. I've walked over 40 miles across some incredible landscape. From the mouth of the mighty River Tyne in the east, through Headon on the Wall, to Steel Rig. All the while, learning some amazing stuff about the Romans. And I don't want this one to end. The places I've been to.
This is just what you need after a long, hot day.
The things I've learned.
There's places that will repeat here, you're absolutely right.
There was.
The people I've seen.
I'll have a sherry. Hey!
But for the next 46 miles, I need a pick-me-up that you can only get at the crack of dawn.
All right, it's early. It's what we call in my profession, stupid o'clock. Now, a lot of people say, you know, Robson, it's not about the journey, but about the destination. And I hope the place I'm going this morning is worth it, because I am up with the larks. Or in this case, the bees.
The Romans loved honey, but they didn't just put it on toast. To them, it was a drug, a cure for acne, for constipation, a pick-me-up. They even made it into booze, just the tonic I need. Luke and Susie Hutchison are as mad for honey as the Romans were.
Morning, guys. Morning. Hey, you two must really like honey.
Oh, we love it.
Today, some of their bees are being allowed to roam over this stunning hillside to fill their boots with heather nectar before the winter sets in.
It's very, very early. Aren't the bees asleep? And won't they get really angry when we wake them up?
The bees work 24/7. So
do they?
Yeah. So
the bees don't sleep?
No.
Do they sense fear?
Possibly.
You don't sweat. Whatever you do, don't sweat.
Yeah, no sweating.
Really? Oh, I've got control over that. Yeah. You saying that has just started to make me sweat. Right. Have any of you been stung before?
Well, it varies. Some days you don't get stung at all. Other days are you might get stung 4 or 5 times.
And when you got stung 4 or 5 times, did it hurt?
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're not what you call thick gloves, are they?
Oh no, they can sting through the gloves and the suit.
Why are you telling me that?
Just don't sweat.
Don't sweat. All right, so, right. I feel like a bit of a Ghostbuster, Susie.
Yeah, you will.
Don't cross the streams. Or in this case, don't cross the bees. Right. Into the bees den.
Let's go.
Oh, they're looking lively already.
They're going in all sorts of directions. I've just been nutted by one. They don't seem happy.
No, they're absolutely fine. They're not stinging, they're just curious.
So we're just giving them a little bit of smoke. It's kind of a knock on the door, let them know that we're coming in.
Very early. So if you get your nose in here...
I was going to say I can smell it from here.
Yeah.
I can actually smell it from here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's insanely beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we're just really gentle. It's a bit like somebody coming to your house, taking the roof off and lifting a wall out.
It's a burglary, that's what it is,
Yeah.
Susie. Let's not be the boss.
So we just got to be really gentle with them, make sure that they're happy. So there you can go, that's the honey and the comb.
Jam-packed.
Bring your hand and just pop it between the frames there, just really gently. You'll
Right.
feel the heat in the hive and the actual heat that coming out of there.
Oh my goodness, yeah. What is it about this honey that makes it so special?
Well, it's heather honey. It's also Northumberland heather honey, so obviously that's very special.
These amazing worker bees make this honey by chewing the nectar and passing it between themselves till it reaches the right consistency.
Oh, do you know what, guys? I've been to some picnic spots in my time, but nothing compares to this. This is incredible. I can't wait. Do you mind if I have a taste?
Go for it.
Here we go. This is a first. That just makes your taste buds sing, that. Oh.
I feel a bit guilty. Each teaspoon represents the entire life's work of about 12 bees. Luke and Susie also use their honey to produce mead,
the oldest known alcoholic drink and a favourite tipple of the Roman Empire, but they've given it a modern twist.
We actually mix some of this really lovely honey that we gather with spring water, and we do a fermentation in the bottle, and this creates bubbles. So it's made in the same way as you would make champagne.
I mean, it's 7:07 a.m. It's a bit early to be getting on it.
That's lovely.
Do you think this is what the legionaries, or say the kind of higher title people in Roman times would be drinking?
Well, yes. I mean, the Romans valued honey and the beeswax, and they used it in medicine and all manner of things. It wouldn't have been the foot soldiers that would have drunk the mead, but it would have been the ones higher up in the ranks that would have had this sort of thing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like to pull rank, but we better keep moving before the crew get hold of the mead. I'm continuing my journey east to west along Hadrian's Wall.
So this is the beautiful, quaint and idyllic town of Gisland. And it's a place that straddles two counties. And bear with, if I stand like this, part of me is in Northumberland and the other half is in Cumbria. So I guess you could call me a Northumbrian Cumbrian. I thank you, I'm here all week. See what I did there? That hurt. I think I pulled something there. Just taking a bit of a detour from Hadrian's Wall, alongside the River Irthing. I'm looking for a stone. Ah, there it is, not any old stone. The famous Popping Stone.
So called because after a whirlwind romance, it's where Sir Walter Scott popped the question to his sweetheart.
Hence the name, the Popping Stone. This is such an impressive sight. I mean, this wall was built to last. I mean, back then, the Roman Empire to everybody was forever. You just start to get imagery of those thousands of soldiers just building this gargantuan structure. I mean, what an achievement. And I know a lot of it has disappeared, but that's only because it was nicked.
The wall might not have been dismantled in Cumbria, but a different type of vandal was at work here.
Oh, bit of a tour going on. Morning, ladies.
Oh,
do you mind if I join in?
No,
You're doing a bit of a tour?
We are. We're having a tour here of Hadrian's Wall.
Oh, lovely. I'm Robson.
Hi.
So what's your name?
I'm Sue.
Sue, are you a tour guide?
I am a tour guide, yes.
And who are you touring here? What's your name?
Christine, Anita, and Jeanette.
Jeanette Robson.
Hello.
So, Sue, what have you been talking about?
What we're here for really is to look at some of the more unusual inscriptions that can be found along the wall.
Inscriptions? Like carvings, kind of carvings of worship and religion, yeah?
There are.
Like
yes.
Augustus was here.
Exactly,
Ah,
yes.
gotcha, okay.
Obviously, graffitiing the wall is a strict no-no these days.
We're looking for a specific type of inscription.
And what specific type of symbol or inscription is that, Sue?
It's a willy.
It's a what?
It's a phallic symbol.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
What you're saying, there's willies on Hadrian's Wall?
There are willies on
I do not
Hadrian's Wall.
believe you. This is what you lot are doing for your kicks.
We're on
Sod
a
the history. Hold me back. Oh, well, let's go and have a look at some willies, shall we?
So what we're going to look for is a stone on the bottom course, which has got an X on it. And then you look up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 courses up. See what you can find.
1X.
1X, there's next.
And 6 what? Oh!
Okay.
Jeanette, well spotted. Was that force of habit? Are you telling me that's a 2,000-year-old carving?
Yes. Well, believe it or not, these were used as good luck symbols.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Willies are symbols of good luck.
Symbols of good luck.
No, 4-leaf clovers are symbols of good luck.
But in Roman times, This was it. This protected you from the evil eye. The phallic symbol was very, very popular, and people used to wear them around their necks. So they were used on above doorways as well.
So they would have been all around the Roman Empire, all
around,
over the world.
Yes, yes. And it tells us so much about the troops that were here. We know where they came from. They had a sense of humour.
I mean, who is that based on? Because I think we're bordering on the realms of fantasy there. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think somebody with a very vivid imagination carved
Yeah.
that.
Sue, I'll be honest with you, the one thing I never thought I'd see on this journey is a 2,000-year-old willy carving. That has been enlightening and fascinating. Hey, lovely to meet you. Take care.
And you,
nice
take
to see
care.
you.
Enjoy your walk.
Enjoy looking for your willies.
Well, that's a phrase I didn't think I'd be saying on this journey. And if looking for stone willies is your thing, apparently there's another 56 of them along the wall. I'm stopping off at Burd Oswald, one of the 16 forts along Hadrian's Wall. It lies between Haltwhistle and Brampton, north of the River Irving. Tony Wilmot has been working here for over 30 years, so knows a thing or two about the mystery of why westwards from here, the wall suddenly changes its structure from stone to grass and mud.
So am I right in thinking suddenly it transitions into a turf wall?
That's right, yeah. From Milecastle 49 to Bowness and Solway, it's built of turf.
Now, why was that then?
Well, a couple of ideas. One of them is the fact that you've got red sandstone over there, you've not got the limestone, so logistics is one explanation. Another explanation that's come up is that they wanted it up fast because there was more of a threat from the western side, so they wanted to build the barrier fast.
Today, the turf wall is largely invisible, but its construction reveals important information about Roman Britain to archaeologists today.
When you're building a turf earthwork, you are taking the turf off and then you're putting it on top of the existing ground surface, and you're sealing seeds and pollen, and we can get an idea of what the pre-Roman landscape looked like from analysing the pollen underneath those earthworks. And I can tell you that in the year 122, this was a boggy woodland. 2.5 miles that way, you've got Gray's Moorland. And then over to the east, you've got arable.
Incredible that we know all that from some ancient pollen and seeds.
What is it about archaeology that floats your boat, Tony?
It's the discovery. You get the occasional little bit that flicks you back. And one of those was we were scraping the bottom turf of the turf wall. I saw this little flash of red, which was about the size of my thumbnail, a little oval stone thing, and it was a jasper intaglio from a ring, from a finger ring. Wow. Turned it over, was an imperial eagle with its wings folded, laurel wreath in its beak, flanked by 2 imperial standards.
Oh my lord.
That had dropped out of the ring of a legionary soldier building the turf wall of Hadrian's Wall. And you just got that back to that individual.
Man, love it. Tony, love your knowledge. I love the way you just bring everything to life.
What it's all about.
Mate, pleasure meeting you.
And you.
Wish me luck to the west.
Happy walking.
Thank you.
Better keep on keeping on. I've still got 40 miles to go.
Drinks and snacks? Well, I never. What have we got here? Is this some kind of cute little self-service cafe? Cup of tea, £1. Cheap at half the price. Not bad. Cheers.
I don't think it gets much more British than this. Self-service tea on the side of a World Heritage Site. And in case you're wondering, I'd like to point out I did put money in the honesty box. They just forgot to film it. Honest. If, like me, you find yourself walking along Hadrian's Wall, It really helps if you absolutely love a gate. And I have to be honest, it's completely knackering.
The hell?
I'm feeling it, man. I'm tired. Tell you how tired I am. Even my tiredness is tired. And I'm hungry. And I know you're going, oh, shut up, you're on a jolly, get some perspective. No, I'm hungry. Could murder a chicken casserole. Carbonara. I have a certain penchant for a carbonara. But when you're heading to Brampton in Cumbria, there's only one thing to eat.
Hold on to your hats, because there's a meat fact coming. Cumbria used to be called Cumberland, and it's where the famous sausage gets its name.
This is incredible. Everything you could imagine and more.
Dave has been wrangling sausages here since 1984.
That's what I've come to see and hopefully taste. The famous Cumberland sausage, am I right?
That is the famous Cumberland sausage.
I have to ask, what makes it different to all the other sausages in the world?
It's got to be no less than 20 millimetres thick.
Seriously?
Seriously. Nice. It's got to be heavily spiced, and it's got to be one length, no less than 5 foot.
What?
And it's also got to be in a coil.
Dave's not always been a fan of this Cumbrian delicacy.
My gran used to make her own Cumberland sausage. I couldn't eat it. It was far too peppery for me.
My gran used to make jugged hare.
Jugged hare?
Jugged hare. She'd chop a hare up, put it in a jug, fill the jug with sherry, put a cork on it and put it underground. And then expect her to eat it at Christmas. Bloody awful. Anyway, have to ask, is it good for you?
Look how slim I am. Why don't you come round the counter and I'll show you how it's made?
I never thought you'd ask. Right, in order to make Cumberland sausage, you've got to look the part. Just tied behind my back. Yeah, you couldn't do me up, could you, David? Thanks very much. Because, you know, I mean, normal job, I get people to do this. Thanks very much.
Well, I'm sure I can tie your apron. You're going to play with my sausage.
Oi! We're here all week. It's a family show. Steady on. Right. Right, David, I have to ask before we start, what do you actually call someone who produces and makes Cumberland sausage?
Sausage maker.
Stupid question.
Let the sausage coiling masterclass begin.
Right, you're going to take the end of your sausage.
Okay.
You're going to put it on the tray. And then you're going to put it in a coil.
Right.
Keep twisting and turning at the same time the sausage, because it'll snap if you don't.
Right.
So you just keep turning.
How am I doing? Oh,
you're doing all right. Yeah, you've got a bit of a twist in it.
I feel like I'm on the generation game.
I've got a kink in me sausage, David. Hang on. Story of my life. Well, I'll give you a 9 out of 10, but let's look over here. Look what I've done here. If I took that to the Tate Modern Gallery, I'd probably get 10 grand for that.
I reckon I'd give you your P45 for that.
Really?
Why don't we cook some off?
I love the way you're thinking, David.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Whoa, Mark, smells amazing.
Beautiful.
Man, that is off the scale. What I love about this shop, it's an amazing array of meat. And just hidden away here, there's a little vegan chickpea roll. That's a nice touch, isn't it? Ah.
I like a legume as much as the next person, but I think I'll stick with the sausage today.
That was lovely. Really lovely. David, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What a day, what an experience. What a taste.
I'm walking along Hadrian's Wall. I've travelled over 60 miles so far, and another 20 to go to the finish line. One thing I didn't expect to find was so much graffiti.
Roman legionaries either really liked to leave their mark, or they had too much time on their hands, because as well as carving willies along the wall, they left other examples of their handiwork in some quite hard-to-reach places. Now, in my spare time when I'm not in front of the camera, I do like a bit of fishing and cycling, and I've recently taken up climbing, which I think will come in handy today, because I'm off to glimpse some ancient Roman graffiti. But a glimpse in this case requires a harness, a helmet, and a head for heights. And it's here that one of the most important inscriptions in Roman Britain can be found. Ah, this must be the fella. John Allison, archaeologist. Robson, nice to meet you, buddy. You going to show me some ancient inscriptions?
Yes, you want to drop your bag off? Yeah.
Thanks,
Right,
John.
let's go.
The inscriptions are incredibly rare, and I'm really lucky to be seeing them up close, as they were carved into soft Cumbrian sandstone, which is slowly wearing away. Are they still in good condition, John?
No, from my observations, I've been walking down here for years, and every time, each year I visit, there seems to be less and less visible. So it looks like they're eroding away, and I personally don't think they'll be here for many more decades.
Seriously, that short?
That short. They're disappearing
Wow.
fast, Robson.
So your job is to preserve these inscriptions to be enjoyed for generations to come, is that it?
Absolutely.
Gotcha. The Roman markings were only rediscovered in the 18th century, and I can see why. It's not exactly accessible. Up here?
Up here.
Ah, now it gets interesting.
It's clarty, man. It's gonna get slippy.
All right, lads.
Morning, guys. How we doing?
Very well. Robson, nice to meet you. I didn't realise how much of a climb it was. It's a nice job. I might have oversold myself here. Nice one.
Here we go then, Robson.
Come on, son. That's what it's all about.
Let's put me catch on.
You know, in my game, this would be defined as a stunt. I used to have people who did this sort of thing. I'll be with you in a sec, John. I'm just admiring the view.
Okay.
Of a steep rock face and the drop to the river below. We've got the Gelt River in flood below us. The Gelt River, ancient word for crazy river. Oocha! Come on. All right, lad. We'll be with you in a second, I promise. Oh, felt that. Oh. Aye, aye, aye. Of all the ways to view graffiti, God, that's got to be easier than this, John. Quarrying for stone is a risky business, isn't it? Right, this seems significant, but I have to say, what is this, some kind of ancient Roman emoji?
It looks like an emoji, doesn't it?
It does.
I've come to the conclusion that he's a deity. Not just a deity, but he's a water deity.
So this is something that was worshipped?
More likely, it's a symbol of good luck. They're working next to water,
right.
These Roman soldiers. Perhaps they're a superstitious lot, and they're asking for good luck, not to fall in the water. Pure speculation, but I like it. That's a good thing about archaeology.
Hashtag stop me falling in the water face. And do these inscriptions here tell you the type of men that were working on the face here?
We're telling the story of people, Robson, here. What people at the bottom of the food chain were doing. And from all these inscriptions, we've got a list of names of people who've been here. Here we've got the Optio, the second in command of a Roman century of 80 men, and the centurion who begins with APR. We know who one of the quarry managers were, Mercatius Furni. We've got Epius further across. We've got Julius below us.
It's great we have the names of the men who actually worked here. The lads on the tools, not the ones sitting in the Roman equivalent of head office. Could these inscriptions and this graffiti be their stamp on their work? Like, we were here, we did this, remember us?
Absolutely. A lot of the inscriptions are them just doing that. This is me, I was here.
I have to say, John, when it comes to history lessons, this is my type of classroom. It's absolutely compelling.
Thanks very much, Robson. It's, as an archaeologist, we don't just want to find stuff, we want to tell people about it too, and the story of the people. So thanks very much for coming. It's cracking there. Cracking, Robson.
Cracking!
Aye.
Cracking. Right, how do we get down? The wall, eh? It's a wild world of graffiti, penises, mead, rocks and sausage rolls. The more I find out about Hadrian's Wall, the more I'm learning about the people who manned and maintained it. And you know, they're not who I thought they were. On the north side of the River Eden, across from Carlisle city centre, is this lovely field. There's not much evidence of Romans here today, but it was once the largest fort on Hadrian's Wall and home to over 1,000 soldiers. Author and journalist Robin Yassin Kassab discovered an unexpected link to his own Middle Eastern heritage while writing an article about Hadrian's Wall.
I found something which really surprised me, which was that there is the tombstone at Corbridge on the wall of a character called Barates, who was a Syrian, 2 millennia ago. So that in itself was interesting, because 2,000 years ago there were people here from Syria, as my father's a Syrian. There were Iraqis, there were Spaniards, and there's the grave of a Northwest African is buried somewhere on the wall.
Was there one defining moment of your journey along Hadrian's Wall?
For me, the moment was when I discovered that this guy, Barates, had married a local Celtic woman who had become a slave early in her life, and at some point had been bought by Barates the Syrian. And there seems to have been a love story because he spent a lot of money on what was a very elaborate tombstone. Doing that trip down the wall, finding out about these ancient Syrians and Iraqis and their relationships with locals showed that my own blood, if you like, is connected to this history.
From your story, I'm getting that it kind of gave you a sense of place.
I suppose you could say that, yes. I mean, it makes you feel that the whole world is your home, and I think that's true, that all human beings should feel, to some extent, at home anywhere in the world.
Not only do you learn about the past and your origins, you see yourself in the present and how you fit within that world in a much more intelligent way.
Yes.
And therefore, I think you have an idea of where you're going.
If you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going to, as Bob Marley said.
You have to go out and see it and touch it and feel it and hear people's stories, because that's what it is. Stories, we learn from them all.
Yeah.
I'd get that siren scene too. You'll never sell ice creams going to that. Well, joy talking to you, man. Absolute joy.
Great talking to you too.
It's really inspiring seeing Robin's passion, and it makes me think that the story of Roman Britain isn't really in toilets, tunics and technology. It's in its people, and what a bunch they were. I've done most of it the hard way, walking for miles in what passes for a British summer. But today, I want a bird's eye view. How you doing, Chris?
Robson, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Very well indeed.
Is it a good afternoon to fly, sir?
Excellent. And you'll be flying the aircraft, so...
Hey?
Oh, yes.
What, have you not got a licence, like?
I have indeed. You'll be in the front,
right.
I'll be in the back.
I'll be in the front?
You will.
I suspect I need a costume change now.
You will, yep.
And where's my Winnebago?
It's just out the back. Walk this way.
My Winnebago is over here. I've always been fascinated by flying. I was in the air training corps as a young lad. Never wanted to be a presenter or an actor. Always wanted to be a pilot. As an air cadet in the air training corps, 861 Squadron, flew gliders, chipmunks, bulldogs, wanted to fly in lightnings.
Sure.
Ended up putting makeup on and punting about in front of a camera. But what, gyrocopters?
Yep.
What do they like to fly?
They're excellent. Really, really good.
Okie dokie, Chris. 3 words very close to my heart.
Yes.
Health and safety.
Excellent.
What are the do's and don'ts from my point of view?
Don't crash.
It's good advice, but it's not enough.
Okay.
All I need to say now is, if I go into the ground like a dart, only to be found like a Roman relic in 2,000 years' time, it's Chris's fault. I've done a fair bit of flying, but never in one of these.
Stops you falling out when we go upside down.
That's not funny. It's just not funny. Love you, Mum.
Gyroplanes are a cross between a fixed-wing aeroplane and a helicopter, and, according to my director, it's one of the safest aircraft to fly.
There's so many ways to travel alongside Hadrian's Wall. You can walk, you can cycle, of course you can drive the car. But for me, this is the only way to travel.
Robson, you okay?
Yeah, very good. Wow. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I'm speechless, and if you've watched the rest of the series, you'll know I'm never lost for words.
So we're flying over the ancient Roman town of Carlisle, and there's Carlisle Castle. And if you were a Roman 2,000 years ago, looking for some R&R, you know, if you wanted to let your hair down, Carlisle was the place to be 2,000 years ago. This is great, Chris. This is great. Look at the Solway, it looks stunning. Oh my goodness, what a beautiful sight. And there's the area at the end of Hadrian's Wall. That's where it ends, that's where I'm headed. Wow.
It's amazing what you can see from up here. Although the turf part of Hadrian's Wall isn't visible, it wasn't the only thing the Romans built in this part of the world.
Directly below us is a very long and straight road. And long and straight roads mean only one thing to me: Roman. And these types of structures, infrastructures, are dotted all the way along and around Hadrian's Wall. Incredible. Gotcha.
Thanks. Robson, should we get you on the controls and fly the aircraft?
You want me to fly the aircraft?
Yeah. So,
okay.
You have control.
So where's my... Okay, I have control,
so
Chris.
The airspeed indicator is the middle dial.
Okay, so I'm just going to bank to the left.
Okay.
I'm looking to the left. There's nothing there. There you go.
Good.
Back to the left.
Straight to left.
Straighten that up.
Great.
Little bank to the right here, Chris.
Just to prove you're flying the aircraft, nothing to do with me. So that's just the voice.
Your man. Just let's make sure the houses don't get any bigger. Fine. My goodness. Ah, what a beautiful day. Inside. Chris, am I still in control of this aircraft? Oh my goodness. I got distracted there, Chris, and I just thought, oh, the ground's getting a bit closer. I'll just bring us up a bit. I'll just bring the nose up.
I bet you're thinking, oh, he picked up gyrocopter flying quickly. Actually, Chris is back in control, while I do my best Hadrian's little Titanic impression.
Yeah! Chris, I cannot thank you enough. That was the trip of a lifetime. I mean, that was amazing. And it's a great way to see the history of this area. It really is. I always wanted to be a pilot, and today I was, with my mate Chris. Cheers, buddy.
No problem at all.
That trip has really set me up, and I'm now ready for the final part of my journey. can't quite believe it, but I'm on the final leg of my walk along Hadrian's Wall. I've just had a bird's eye view of my final few miles, and now I'm going to have a view of some birds. Now, in a world ruled by gods and goddesses, birds of prey played a really important role in Roman belief system. Because of the power of flight, it gave them superiority and symbolism. If you were to hear an owl hoot in ancient Rome, it foretold imminent death. It's true, I read it somewhere. Hopefully that's just an old Roman wives' tale, because Gary Swainson is about to introduce me to some Cumbrian birds of prey.
Place. Sun's coming out. Gary!
Hi Robson, how are you doing?
I'm very well, nice to meet you.
Okay, so come on, I'll show you the birds.
How many you got on site, Gary?
So we've got about 15 birds altogether.
Who we got here?
This is the star of the show at the moment. This is Pedro, and Pedro is a spectacled owl. So he's just a baby, he's only 15 weeks old.
He's stunning.
Here we go. Excellent.
Wow.
Hiya, pal. How are you doing? How you do?
Do you mind if I see you and Pedro in action?
Absolutely not at all. No, that'd be great.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, let's do it. That's it, let's get you up.
Go on, you beautiful creature.
Good lad. There you go. Hello. Right. Here he is. This is Pedro.
Hello, mate.
He's really gentle. If you want to touch him, he'll nibble your fingers, yeah, but he won't bite at all. He's very, very gentle.
He won't bite
honestly,
at all.
Honestly, no. I mean,
Mate, he just went to bite me.
I mean, he won't
went
hurt
for
you.
me neck. These are some of the most efficient killers in the world.
It's true.
Of
Look at
bird-life.
these.
Look at him, yeah.
But actually, he's honestly very gentle. He'll nibble, but there's no biting.
Oh, hello, mate. You're beautiful. Brilliant. Shall we see him in action?
Cool. Yeah, let's take him down the steps here.
Training killer owls not only allowed the Romans to hunt, but intimidate their enemies. It takes a lot of skill and patience. Right, Gary, page 1 of training an owl.
First, get your owl.
Right, I'll travel to Paraguay.
Excellent.
Okay, I've done that and back.
But here's one I prepared earlier.
Nice.
And what we're going to do is pop Pedro down on this little perch here. There you go, pal. I'm going to give you a piece of chicken, so he's got a reward this time. So, oh, hello. Here's Pedro.
Sorry, Pedro's off.
That's okay.
I just thought he thought me nose on me eye was a piece of chicken. Oh, right, it's just, I'm all right, everything's fine. Wow.
Excellent.
Pedro, you did it.
He's never actually flown free yet. He's never had a free flight. So, do you want to be the person to fly him free for the first time?
Oh, well, let's just beat it on your head, because you could bugger off.
They say never work with animals and children. Wonder if that applies to adolescent owls too.
Okay, no pressure. This is Pedro's first free flight with an actor holding a piece of chicken. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay.
This is it, Pedro. It's the big one.
Excellent.
Take
Excellent.
one, mate.
So that's good. At 15 weeks old, he's doing so well. I'm delighted with him.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
well done.
What a great thing to do. There you have a nibble of me finger. This. It's got through to the bone there. Keep going.
What a great day. I wanted to say a real hoot, but the producers wouldn't let me. I'm on the final furlong. What an adventure. What a journey. I've smashed my daily step count. I've eaten 8 bacon butties, that's 1 in every 10 miles. I've crossed dozens of gates, met 79 people, a dog, and an owl. And the end is finally in sight.
Oh, some fellow walkers. Hi guys. How you doing? You heading to Bowness on Solway?
Yeah.
What we got going on here then?
This is a walking stick flute.
A walking stick flute? Oh, this is the first. Come on, Nick. That has to be the most surreal moment of this whole journey. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
It's been great meeting people along the way, but I think I'd like to do this last bit on my own. Welcome to the end of the Hadrian's Wall path. It's lovely, look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm glad I walked east to west. What a beautiful place to finish. I can't quite believe it, but it's time for my final passport stamp. That feels good.
I've done what I set out to do. I think I'll go for a walk along the beach.
I've been lucky enough to travel all over the world. 132 countries at the last count. I've seen some amazing things and been to some extreme places. But I've always liked coming home. And this journey has made me realize home isn't your living room. It's not even your street or your town. It's not what you can see or touch. It's what you feel. It's where your heart takes you.
I have learned so much on this journey. From sanitation, education, medicine, roads, wine, public health system, freshwater system. The Romans, they gave us it all. And for me, this has been a story of all people from all places at all times. And the story of Hadrian's Wall and everything it tells us of our past is one of the most beautiful and unique time capsules in the world. And I love the fact that people from all over the world come to visit a place that I am still very proud to call home.